Hey, welcome back to Power by 8 Racing YouTube channel. We are back in the shop with the freshly wrapped ride. Check that thing out. I know that you see something for so long one way, it's always white. Had that black on it for a little while, and I just ran with it. But man, you see that wrap job? It's just so freaking sweet. So I just like to look at it sometimes. But anyways, that's not what we're here for today. You already saw that in the last video. Where we left off was I needed to start getting the ducting ready for the oil coolers. Now, I had a plan to try and make the ducting all one piece. And, you know, I wasn't sure if it was going to work. And, yeah, not so much. So when I tried to make it all one piece, this is it. I mean, it worked out pretty well. It looks pretty good. Only problem was, I don't know why, but where I bent it, it's about a 1/4 inch too wide, which where I want to mount it would make me have to like squeeze it in, and I didn't really like the way that it fit. So what I did while the car was at the shop getting wrapped was I basically cut this side out, I cut the bottom out. I need to cut this side out on a brand new piece, and then I'm just going to weld it all together. Hopefully that'll be a much tighter fit. And so where I am today is finding where I left these pieces. So I think that there was a piece over there, and then another piece of it is right here. So I need to cut this out. So that's where we are. I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to bend this out. And then I think that'll get welded together. We'll let that cool. We'll cut the other side. So that's where we are. So let's get started on that. And here we go.
Power by 8.
Alright, so you see inside here, basically what's going to happen is right here is going to get cut out. This is going to be here. Pretty much to the bottom of that, a little bit open though, of course. I'm not going to make contact with it. It'll be somewhere around here, and then the side piece is going to be here. So this is going to get welded something around here. I've got to bend that out, and this is actually going to sit over here more once I get the holes drilled. But for now, what I need to do is get the front of it bent out so that I can fit it in there better, and that will give us a better idea of where this is going to sit. Then I'm going to weld these at a 90, and then I'm going to make that template for the other side. You'll see this is going to sit up in here just like that. Just sit down just a little bit, and I will bolt it on. It's going to slide over just about a 1/4 inch on. It's just touching the bolts right now, so you don't really get an idea where it is. So that's going to sit right about there. And then I'm going to go ahead and weld this at a 90, just tack it in a couple spots, just so the tape's not just what's holding it. That way I can hold it up and I can get this other side mocked up. The other side's going to be a little bit more difficult, and that's because of the way it has to slide up and the way that and that's just because of this more forward fitting. It's not going to be able to slide straight up. It's kind of back at an angle, but anyways, we're going to try to get that so that it can go around both that and still be able to bolt over here. If not, I'll figure out a way to bolt it to this, but that's just one extra step I don't want to do. So if I don't have to, I don't want to do it. So anyways, let's get to that, and let me weld this up. So this is cooled off enough to touch. So I just threw a couple tacks. I got a little wild right there, but yeah, we'll fix this up. We'll grind this out. Tack there, tack there. Basically what happened, my torch slipped away and I arced it all the way down here, so you can see I was kind of hanging it on the side of the bench, and yeah, should have seen the arc come all the way down here. Anyways, I went ahead and used the other template that I had, and I traced it out. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out now the best that I can. See that if it fits up, this is a little long, then I can just cut off the bottom to the height that I need. And then we'll weld it on there, and hopefully it will all come together and work well. Alright, so with the bumper removed, you can kind of see this is about where this is going to sit, right about like that. And so now what I need to do is figure out how I'm going to mount this. The original plan was to use these. I'm going to see if I can't get those to copy over. I'm not really sure if I'll be able to or not, but that's the plan. So I'm going to get on that. As soon as I get this side mounted, I'm going to mount this up, and then that'll give me a better idea of how that side's going to turn out. I got it cut and fitted. I just don't know how the width of it's going to be. So let me get that going and see if we can't get this mounted up properly. So, all right, let's see what happens. So I just made a template out of that. So I'm just going to put it how it should be. Should be right about here. And then I'm just going to punch a hole in it. So there's our first hole. And I'm going to put a bolt in that, and then I'm going to do the other one. And that's going to sit right about here, and that's where that one's going to be, right about there. So now I know where I can cut off this bottom section here. It looks like this is good right here. Looks like this is good right here. Yeah, so that's about where that's going to be. I'm gonna mark this now because I'm kind of happy with that. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. So let me get my marker. It's just going to mess up all my lines, and then I'm going to clip this off right there, and we'll be good. Money. Let's go fit it up. About a 1/16, so I think I'm just going to leave it. Don't want to chase it, so I think I'm just going to leave it where it is. Like I said before, though, what I'm going to do is I'm not gonna mount this side yet. I'm gonna wait till that side's done. Once I get the outside of that side done, I will make the inside as well, and then I'm going to do this because I don't want to take this off to get these marked until I have to, because I'm gonna have to take this off to mark them, and I don't want to take it off and on and off and on and off and on. So I'm just going to take it off one last time, mark it, and then I'll put it back up, and then I'll weld that all up. So that's good for now. I'm going to start on the other side, and yeah, that's how it's going to go. And I'm still practicing that welding, but you know what they say, scared player never wins. So I'm going to go ahead and keep practicing that as much as I can on my own stuff. I'll never charge somebody for welding. I probably never weld anything other than my own stuff. So however it turns out for me is fine. And I'll paint over it if it looks like garbage, get some booger welds on there and whatnot. But no, it's all right. It's looking all right. So I'm going to go ahead and get that side going. I need to get another hose made. I'm not going to show you how I make the hoses. I showed you that in another video. But I'm going to get that so I can get that mailed off and get that back from BMRS. And that way that will be done when it's time. Yeah, so I think I'm hoping that this is going to be pretty much the same as that. I'm going to be able to use the same template, just mirrored. And if not, then, you know, whatever. And then once that's done, I can move on to how we're going to mount the aero. But I got to get this ducting done first, because that's going to play a big role on how I mount a bunch of other stuff that I plan on doing. So with that said, I'm going to cut out for now, and I will pick back up with you and check in when I got the other side made, but I'm not going to show you how I make it because I already showed you how I made that side. All right, we'll talk to you guys in a couple minutes. Seconds. Here I am. All right, guys, I'm back. You're lucky that you have the power of editing, because that was really a grueling process for me, and it took me way longer than I had hoped it to do. And then I started to do it, and I ran out of gas, which then I had to run to a store to get gas, and they didn't have any gas, and then, yeah. So anyways, gas is argon, because I've been taking that aluminum on this ducting. Anyways, it's done. It's up there. I'm not messing with it anymore. I'm satisfied that it's going to do its job. I'm not a pro welder, so don't knock me on my welds. Anyways, so there's one ducting, and there is the radiator duct, and then this is the other oil cooler duct. And then remember, that's because these oil coolers are sitting up here like this. They're more horizontal than they were before. So we're going to try to catch this air from here. That new oil cooler is sitting more horizontal, and I'm trying to get that air up to it versus it just going right by it and get it into my wheel wells or to the top of the new splitter that is going to be here. Anyways, there's the other side, and there's that side. So that is it. I'm done with this project. I'm moving on. I don't care. If it doesn't function right, then I'll readdress it, and I'll seal it up more, and I'll do it tighter, but I got to move on with life. I found some other things that were broken on the car in inspecting it, and we need to get going on those projects. So, thanks for watching this grueling episode for me, and the 10 or 15 minutes for you that it might last, and we will see you guys next time.
Powered by Ocho.